Rojas.
Hi.
And she's currently playing Marisol in Devious Maids. And so I'd like you to tell us a little bit about the movie and your character in it.
Okay, well, the show is called Devious Maids, and as you can figure, it's about these 5 women who are maids in Beverly Hills, and sort of what their lives, how their lives unfold, and their loves and their lives and their passions, and all of that stuff is in the show. Marisol, my character, is sort of driving this first season because there's a murder mystery at the beginning, and Marisol is very involved with that and sort of finding out who the real murderer is. And the stakes are very high for her to find out who actually did the crime, because it's not the person that's in jail for it. So she has to go undercover, and she decides to go as a maid to work in the houses, because that's how you find the real secrets of people. And that's how you find out who people really are. And she does this by befriending 4 other women who are maids. And she develops this really deep love and deep friendship with these women. But she's lying to them the whole time. So there's this constant fight within her of these are really special friendships that she's developing, but she's lying. Mm-hmm. She's not being who she is. So there's so much drama and craziness that goes along with all of that. And when they find out, you know, it becomes a big deal.
Exactly. And we're hoping to find someone to live in.
As it happens, that's the situation that I'm looking for.
Terrific.
Do you have any questions for me, Mrs. Stafford?
You don't have an accent.
Should I?
I've never met a maid who didn't have an accent.
I was born here in LA.
You sound like you went to college.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of themes and different themes that are happening in Devious Maids, I think what brought the attention to me is that the maids are actually Latinos, and then some of them are illegal, and they're working for rich people, which is actually what's happening in reality. We have a lot of Latinos working for rich people, and they're undocumented. So being that you're Latina, how do you relate to this, and how do you see that theme?
I relate to it because my grandmother cleaned houses her whole life. And it's something that I know very well, and it's something that I grew up with, and I love her. My grandmother was one of the most amazing women. Sorry, okay. I don't want to get emotional.
Okay,
that's really unexpected. Sorry, but excuse me. So sorry, Grandma.
No, I understand.
But she's this incredibly well-rounded person, and she had such a full life, and so I want to do honor to this story and to these characters, and I think all of us do, and we recognize the responsibility, and I recognize why people would be put off by it at first. I even was myself when I first saw the script. I was like, Devious Maids, so Latinas, the only way we're going to get a TV show is if we're maids. But when I read the script and I laughed and I was moved and I got so into these characters and their lives, and I realized it was a Mark Cherry show, and I had a meeting with him and he explained his vision to me, and I found out the other girls that were circling the parts, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I get a chance to work with these women that I've been auditioning against for 10 years, who are my friends and my colleagues and people that I respect and love very much, if we all get to work on one show, I can't imagine anything better. But I do think we feel that responsibility to elevate it and to make sure that these characters are not caricatures, that these are really well-rounded women, that we bring honor to their lives and to their stories.
I think that there's something for everyone. It's camp, it's drama, it's humor, it's heart, it's mystery. Yeah,
It's gossip. It's sexy.
It's
rolled
sexy.
into one.
Yeah.
Controversial, politically incorrect.
Exactly.
Everything.
I think there is really, really, honestly, it's such a cliche, but I truly believe there is something for everyone. And, based on the novella platform, there's so much high drama and fun, and yet because the cast is so incredibly talented, it also keeps it grounded and real and relatable.
You know, I also believe that the cast is very diverse.
Yeah.
So whether you can relate to any of the Latin characters, you also have a lot of the American characters, and I do believe that it's a good representation of what America is
So
today.
what would you say is the message that Devious Maids is trying to bring to the people out there?
I think one of the messages, I think there's a lot. I mean, we have a big cast and we tackle a lot of issues, but I think one of the central themes is that you can't judge a person by their bank account or by where they work or where they live or that kind of a thing, and that the hero isn't necessarily wearing a cape or saving a life, you know, in an operating room. The hero is sometimes the person that captures your heart with their story. The hero is sometimes someone that you can look at on TV and say, I know that person, that's me, or that's my aunt, or that's my mom, or that's my grandmother, or whatever that is to you. And so I think that that's a really powerful theme, and I hope that that's what comes through.
Speaking of the cast and all the great actors that you're working with, you have Evelyn Gore as the producer. How is that? I mean, what's the chemistry like?
It's so good. The chemistry is so good that we almost like couldn't get our work done because we were having so much fun on set. The girls, like I said, I mean, these are women that I've been working with, auditioning with, and sort of knowing for so many years. So the chemistry is unbelievable, and the chemistry with the whole cast, with the homeowners as well. Susan Lucci is a brilliant, bright, shining star of kindness and joy. That sounds so hyperbolic, but she really is. And she gets to be so funny in this show. I don't think anybody has ever seen Susan Lucci do something like this. Rebecca Wasaki, Tom Irwin, Brett Cullen, Grant Show, all of these incredible actors that we work with as the homeowners, we've become so close with. So it's so funny to do the scenes where we all have to sort of be mean to each other. We're like rotten to each other, and then they call cut, and we're like hugging each other. So it's really, really fun. My advice to any young girls, Latino or otherwise, but I would hope that many, many more Latinas get involved in it, because we need more of us, you know, I think, you know, to represent. But I would say take classes, do theater. If you're in Chicago, you're the luckiest person. They have the most incredible theater world here. I was lucky, I grew up in New York. So I would say get involved in theater, go see as much theater as you can, go read plays, and do everything. When you're in the theater, build the sets, paint the sets, get the costumes. You really have to do everything, pay your dues. I think hard work and kindness will get you so far.
Anything else you want to say to our readers?
I hope you love the show, and I hope you tune in, and that's all.
Go Chicago.
And go Chicago, that's right. Huepa Boricuas.